Okay, hi. My name is Blazej, as you already know, yeah. And my presentation is about time, so it's about time to start it. This is so-called defensive timeout, yeah. So I will be talking mostly about defense, and my presentation is very differentiated. So right from the start, I do apologize for this confusion. I even posted this note with allergy advice, so I can see that this is almost epidemic, no allergy, yeah. Thank you for the full room. And what am I up to, actually, yeah? So, okay. There is a lot of GIFs on my slides because I wanted it to be moving, because this is about time, and maybe that's why it is not working, yeah? Defenders are losing, yeah, what do I mean? Joe McRae once said, famous pen tester, that this is because of certain bullet in your head list of security solutions that you have to work on again and again and again and again and again, yeah? So this time loop, Groundhog's Day. And it's not so bad, marriage, yeah? I send kisses to my wife and kids, but yes, viewing alerts on the information security productivity line is very rarely exciting. Requires continuous deepening of knowledge, experience, skills, leading to this superhuman effort to distinguish one day at work from the other, yeah? So what should we do as defenders? Maybe we will just hack attackers, yeah? So there is even this kind of strategy in basketball, for example, hack a shack. Yeah, so maybe taking down botnets, offensive security, yeah. Maybe we should do a pen test, like Joe McRae. Maybe it will lead us somewhere, yeah? Like Vidocq in France, he was first criminal, but then he appears to be starting the criminal police in France, yeah? There's Frank Abagnale, career path from expert forger to expert in forgery, yeah? And maybe in the end of this path, we will do time in prison, yeah? Like Kevin Mitnick. Those cybersecurity duels from last century, Cliff Stoll on Kevin Mitnick, Tsutomu Shimomura, it was more like Tsutomu Shimomura versus Kevin Mitnick and Cliff Stoll versus Marcus Hess, yeah? So it is like one-on-one street ball, yeah? But I think that this is not one-on-one street ball anymore. Those comparisons to, for example, fights, yeah? When one guy is fighting another guy. I think this is more and more about the team play, yeah? Because what will happen when we will start to play according to the regulations, yeah? For every possession, every game, sliced by changes of tempo, overtimes, long season strategies, maybe even finals, yeah? It appears that we are getting insecurity to just another metaphor, yeah? So basketball is one possible metaphor, yeah? But I'm a little bit sick of this world of metaphors, how to make those basketball metaphors more concrete, yeah? I don't know if you know, but Dennis Rodman is a good mate of infamous Kim Jong-un, yeah? And when we are talking about Kim Jong-un and Korea, yeah, we know that they hacked Sony, yeah? No wonder. This is leading expert in building biggest HD systems, and HD is abbreviation from human displays, yeah, great for military parades. So we can see that it's sometimes hard to distinguish facts from fiction, yeah? We are questioning who is attacking, who is defending. Is this really about this one-on-one street ball when you have this change alternative rules like no blood, no foul, yeah? I think that in the end, when I would like to view a movie, the interview, but from the perspective of this attack, yeah? Do we have any knowledge? How was it worked out, yeah? What is the timeline? Bruce Schneier was trying to do it. It was like starting 2015, he was in Belgium, and he had talked about this. But it appears it's not so easy to talk about security from this perspective, yeah? The guy that was talking previously about SOC, he was trying to get into this level of, I don't know how to say it even, abstraction, yeah? For example, what is the plausible time span? Because we are talking about mostly about time, yeah? For some attack. Stuxnet, 4 vulnerabilities open at the same time, yeah? So they were just trying to make it quick. This is the assumption of one of the guys. You can find the full article in the URL, yeah? APT 30 is possibly working on shifts. Please enter your attendant code. Isn't this boring? So this perspective, this global perspective of security that we are maybe sometimes tired of, leads to this 24/7 security operations, yeah, for some must watch while some must sleep, so runs the world away. Hamlet, Shakespeare. But this time management, yeah, is obvious, yeah. Sometimes someone is trying to do it with us, yeah. We have this working time, productivity time, yeah, measured in fractions of the second, yeah. For example, my shoes, maybe someone was just making them, yeah, and someone just counted that it was not fast enough. Maybe we should do something more in the meantime, yeah, to please our managers, yeah, or overtimes. It will be all written in the time book, time tracking software, yeah. Maybe we should join the initiative in the part-time or free time, like the one from Cyber Army that we are trying to build. There was a talk about this, yeah. So maybe this is the good idea to spend your free time that you are not working at your company. And yes, we have creative people, yeah. It's not so visible on the slide, but there are artists, yeah, and they were active on different parts of day and night. But in the end, we are humans, yeah. We are not owls and bats that can just don't sleep at night and do your thing, yeah. But maybe if you are an attacker and your choice is between attacking systems to get some money or maybe making shoes, you will choose. Yeah? I know probably where some of you are right now, yeah? Where is code? Where is pickup? Where are memory dumps, yeah? I have this mate at work, PJ. He asked me once, your talk about layer 8, what exactly it was about? Give me something concrete. Or maybe you think I'm too stupid, yeah? So this underlying implicit assumption that I failed was easy to read in between lines. In security, we are almost always trying to track those concrete things, yeah? But in my opinion, there is less and less concrete on this level of abstraction. Yeah, but this is talk about time, yeah? We can do little time travel, like our hero Superman. We will go back in time. I will start my talk again. But now there will be different subtitle, yeah? You know Stephen Hawking, famous physicist? He wrote this famous A Brief History of Time book, yeah? Who of you thinks that Stephen Hawking is the more appropriate person to talk about time from physical security? Please raise your hand up. No one is raising hand, okay. So maybe there's another question. Who of you thinks that he will join Confidence 2015 in Krakow, Poland, to talk about time and security? But there is one rule, this is not part of CTF competition, yeah? No hacking of Hawking allowed, so please don't do it, yeah? I think that maybe some of you will be able to do it. And this is my quick solution idea, yeah? Like hotfix. I call it folk abstract concrete knowledge intersubjective theory. So abbreviation fuck it, nomen omen, yeah? It looks a little bit like some caution of pack of cigarettes or smokes, yeah? So you can quit smoking or just trying to quit smoking, yeah? But I think that we are on different fuckitness levels on so many things, yeah? And ideas about things and things that came from ideas, yeah? You can be specialist in one area of security, but you can just fuck it a different area, yeah? And in the end, we are just trying to build this overall abstract knowledge. And why this is important, yeah? Because we have this different fields of thinking about world, yeah? We got technology, yes, it's obvious, yeah? But we have different realms like business, law, politics, and they are here for hundreds of years, yeah? So they are just prepared to make talks like that on this global level. Maybe we are living in the realm of World of Warcraft spied by the NSA, yeah? So in the end, conceptually, information security is an inconsistent folk art like witchcraft and alchemy in the Dark Ages, to quote famous Don B. Parker talk, maybe like 800 views on YouTube, yeah? So if we will not do it, business will do it. And there are great examples from people that are trying to represent both sides of this, I don't know how to say, mirror, yeah? There is nice talk about so-called timing attacks from Chaos Computer Club conference. And it appears that there are at least two ways to fight this type of attacks. We can fix our code. It's pretty obvious, yeah? We are mostly doing it, yeah? So to avoid side channel, if we don't like anybody, let's know if the user is in our database, we should do always the same thing. It doesn't matter if someone is or is not in the database. But the different solution is using pretty sophisticated statistics, yeah? So this guy, this Sebastian Schinzel, he is a PhD from academia, and he was just felt, I don't know, just he wanted to be sorry about state-of-the-art research papers from defenders about how to defend our companies, not using just patching. Do we really believe that this another vulnerability that leads to another patch idea about security is the greatest one? Yeah? There was an ant on my previous slide. Is this ant another metaphor? Yes. Because on the next level of abstraction, we are getting things more familiar, yeah, like a donut, yeah, pączek in Polish. So is making a donut about sugar, yeah? Is this ant holding a sugar particle? No, this is a microchip. So do we really believe that in the future solutions, micro solutions, we will be able to patch them? So there are some ideas about connecting those two worlds, this very low level and high level in security. For example, Styx, but Styx is like Klingon, yeah? There are a couple of cool dudes that are just figuring out how to speak in Styx, but we are mostly using the natural language. And there is a good resource from Mr. Wolfgang Klein. He wrote a book about time in language, so this is book written in English from the German guy about different languages and perception of time in those languages. Oh, great idea would be my talk. You can already hear from my grammar mistakes and the pronunciation that I'm not a native speaker, yeah? So long translations and calcs from Polish will appear in my talk, yeah? So we are thinking mostly about security in a language. And the talk about time, I think that makes this need for proper language cleaned from the dirt of everyday life more obvious. So this is example definition, yeah? Encyclopedic definition translated from Polish, created by Kazimierz Ajdukiewicz. And he have this idea that time is at least 4 meanings, yeah? So to try to combine these definitions with the world of security, we can just imagine that moment, exact date, time point is the stamp, like thinking about time period, time segment, time interval is process, like thinking about time. The duration, the length is password expiration time, like thinking about time, and this all embracing time period, unlimited timeline is like thinking of time in the perspective of the cloud solutions and distributed systems. So after the end of this kind of list from the world of security, yeah, we got uptime, how long our computers can be of service, yeah, boot time, how long should it boot to make to remaster the image, yeah, that we know that maybe there is something wrong with the computer or in the hardware, or maybe it is infected by malicious software. But at the end of list of terms used in security like that, we can get into things like Jiffy, yeah, so this is very unclear word that we are using and depends on the counter in CPU. It may differ on different platforms. So maybe we need more formal definitions. Yeah, this guy, Stefan Augustynek, this is a guy from Jagiellonian University, and he wrote a book like hundreds of pages about time, and he was trying to formalize the idea about what is time, combining three worlds. Yeah, so one world was the world of mathematics, set theory, another was world of logic, definition by abstraction, and the third one was world of physics, so special and general theory of relativity. And his books was like 1,300 copies, so it's not Harry Potter. Do we really agree that this voice of the people, yeah, that people that things that are popular will give our answers? Yeah, this is not even digitized in any form in the internet. Yeah, so maybe we should only read articles that are enough for the lunch break in security, yeah, to know exactly how to fight different threats or do our defense. So there was this assumptions, yeah? There's assumptions list in the definition of Augustynek, and he wrote something like time and its properties exist objectively. So this is very weird, yeah? But if we will try to talk about time in the physics perspective, yeah? So it appears we go from Parmenides, that there is no change and no time, then Newton, famous one, yeah? Classical physics, where there is absolute time, then the Mach, relativity, but this is version 1.0 about relativity, and then Einstein's relativity combined with a mathematician from Russia, Minkowski, space-time, yeah? So in the end, it appears that time, according to Julian Barbour, he's the most contemporary researcher in time in physics, is nothing, yeah? He is killing time, literally. So he will tell you that we are only observing two completely different triangles that are moving into space, and there is no connection between them, yeah? Wheeler-DeWitt equation, and calling it with the fancy name Platonia, will not change your feeling that this is some kind of, this model, yeah? Some kind of washing band universe. And in the end, he will tell you that you are thinking about time in like in this classic time timeline, yeah, idea, and this idea is not a good idea, yeah. So no time, no problem. If there is no time in physics, then there is no problem. Maybe I should stop my talk in here, yeah, because if there is no time, so what am I talking exactly about? But there is always technological part of the problem, yeah. Time in technology equals clocks. But what clock do I mean, yeah? Maybe sun is the first clock. This is the view of the sun in Arctic summer. There is no night and day, so I think that the invention of time was not from there, yeah, from the anthropological perspective. So we get those sand clocks, water clocks, fire clocks, mechanical one with pendulum, with wheel, with temperature compensation, yeah. But in the end, we are in 21st century, so we are thinking mostly about quartz clocks, electronic clocks, like the one from Owen in my kitchen. But it appears that when there is no power, it will be reset to 12, and the Owen function in my kitchen will be not working, yeah. So it is the DOS, sorry, for this function. But this is pretty similar to, for example, personal computer, yeah. If there is no CMOS battery, there will be a reset, and you will have call from one of your clients, and he will tell you that internet is not working. And after the little chat, you will notice that what he means by internet is HTTPS connection to Google, and it's enough to have time around 3 months for present time to make it work again, but maybe he should use something like NTP, sorry. But NTP server on Windows platforms is made like that, depends on the registry configuration. It will not synchronize when there is more than 15 hours of difference. So if this is a computer in our organization that is using Active Directory and Kerberos protocol, it will be a problem because it's enough by default 5 minutes to make Kerberos not work. But it is our organization and our time, yeah? If there is a problem with time, then there is a problem with time on every computer. So this is not a problem, yeah? But it depends. Because, for example, PKI implementations for services that we are using outside of our organizations are using time stamps as well. So in the end, we are getting into most popular way of managing time in distributed systems, NTP. It was created by David Mills. It is David Mills' lifetime project. 30 years from 1985 and NTP in 0 version, yeah, to NTP4. That was co-authored by different guys. And I think that this equation that we are seeing in the middle of the screen, this is the only thing that survived those 30 years, yeah? So it's changed completely. There are things like encryption added in NTP4, but does your organization use NTP4 and encryption? Please check it. And there is also a definition section, yeah? Time scale is a frame of reference where time is expressed as the value of multiplically increasing binary counter with an indefinite number of bits. They are figuring out a way to overcome the 2036 problem, and they just invented so-called NTP era. So after 2036, there will be next era, and then the next era, then the next era, yeah? So we are thinking about time in perspective of hundreds, maybe thousands of years, yeah? So you know that we will go through the stratum of servers, yeah, and there is the highest strata, like 0 strata, and this 0 strata higher is so-called atomic clock, yeah? This is invention of Louis Essen, made in the 50s, so this atomic clock, but there were some plays with time made by hackers, and this confusion that if you have only one clock, it is not a problem, yeah? If you have at least 2 clocks, you have to know which one of them is showing the right time. And definition of the second, from 1967, the duration of over 9 billion periods of the radiation corresponding to the transition between the 2 hyperfine levels of the ground state of the cesium-133 atom, yeah? And after 30 years, they just added this sentence that it refers to a cesium atom at rest at the temperature of 0 K. So 30 years in physics, it's nothing, it is nothing, yeah, but in security, it's, I think, enough to make a little bit confusion. But we are not on this level of sun anymore, yeah? So we are not about sun in time. We are thinking in the perspective of technology, so atomic clocks. Is this true? So it appears that there is this international atomic time, but for civil time, there is UTC, known from our systems. And UTC have things like leap seconds. To quote Linus Torvalds, every time we have leap second, we find something. And in the end, there is UT1 compared to so-called solar time. So in the end, we are just about rotation of the Earth compared to some so-called static stars. So leap second 2 times a year. And when we are comparing those clocks, atomic clocks, we are using things like two-way time transfer, using a satellite. Is there any encryption involved? So it appears that in the end, time transmission is all about physical layer, yeah? So is it secure? It depends mostly on if you are optimist or pessimist. I will try to be realist, yeah? If this is all about physical layer, so every encryption would add some additional latency, and we want to avoid this. We want to make our time more and more precise. Maybe in the end we want to make the time scale equal to this cesium atom. So are there any things faster than speed of light? So no, there are no detectable things, but there are things that are faster, and we can detect them, for example, by using long wave time transfer. For example, DCF77, it is from Frankfurt, popular in Germany and Europe. Is it secure once again? No, there is a resource in the internet, and it appears that your soldering skills and just determination and of course law are only obstacles to make everyone in your area wake up 2 hours later and finally get some proper rest. So is this time really important? Because I'm just asking if this business extension into security, so-called risk assessment, yes, this is the greatest idea, how we can, for example, count money after blackout, like in Turkey, yeah? So is there any amount of money that is enough to count our financial problems, about outages like that? So I think that time is something that we can measure, yeah? Time as a service, it's not some science fiction. This is done by the NIST, yeah? National Institute of Standards and Technology in the USA. I was trying to ask if our laboratory of time is doing things like that, but they didn't answer. So it is to make everything about real time, yeah? We are using those algorithms. No one is buying at the stock market using mouse anymore, yeah? It's made by the automates. There's a great talk about this on TED. I encourage you to look at that. And after this financial crisis in 2007, there were ideas like making time banks where people can just share services between them, and every hour spent on making service to someone else were stored just in there, yeah? You can hack the tax system this way because taxation systems are not prepared yet to tax our time. Maybe it will change in the future, yeah? So making this simple, I'm not doing it so maybe too often, but this is all about money, yeah? But this is harder. This is about fair money. It's almost like oxymoron, yeah? We are trying to avoid latency and jitter, that everyone, it doesn't matter how far he is from the system that is making the money, he have the same chance to buy some pile of actions at the same time, yeah? And this document is a great, because there is state of the art compared to current problems in distributed systems, in Internet of Things, and technologies that are the future technologies, yeah? So cloud systems, time in cloud, time systems, time in cloud. So we should maybe call cloud what it was back in the days, yeah, time sharing, because maybe some marketing genius will lose his job, but we will be more, the security will be more visible, because there is this logic clock, yeah? We are not tied to the physical clocks. We can do logic in the way that systems are working, and this logic, like Lamport time stamps, can just align events in the sequence that we are trying to implement, yeah? Maybe something will happen a couple of milliseconds before and something couple of milliseconds after, but it shouldn't be this way, yeah? So we can just try to fix it. But in the end, it will be a time cost, yeah? We will It will cost some time, and we are not interested in making our systems less real-time, because what is this real-time, really? And there are problems. Single point of failure. I was talking about leap second. This is about leap day bug. There is a great postmortem written by Microsoft about this issue. For 13 hours, their cloud solution was not working because of time problems. Yeah? So leap second, 2 times every year. Leap day bug, once in the 4 year. And millennium bugs, maybe once per millennium, yeah? There is a lot to search in there. So how to do the large-scale defense, yeah? We can always laugh, like Joe McRae is laughing. I'm not trying to attack attackers, yeah? I know that they are doing a good job to show us where is the flaw, but I don't want to maybe protect or be an advocate of those solutions, yeah, that Joe is smiling at, yeah. But in the end, what is left for us, yeah, if we just try to do this time travel to the moment when there was an attack, what left for us? Even if we are trying to analyze malware like Rombertic, the time consumption can be an obstacle, and it is like hundreds of gigabytes. You have to have like 25 minutes to even store this data. So yes, this is about abstraction. We are looking at security logs. It is not working very well. Maybe it should be about capturing the pickup. Yeah, Joe was laughing at pickup, but he proposed even this in one of his talk. Yeah, that we should aggregate pickup. So I think that there will be more suicides in security. And how exact can be the copy of data from our networks, yes? From like million of endpoints. So it's like black hats shooting in the Western movie to 1 million bottles, yeah, with the gun. Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to attack. It's maybe not the most easy way in the world, but you can attack 1 of million endpoints in big organization. And in the fraction of the second, modern CPU will process amount of data enough to fill Google data center. So maybe we should capture from, I don't know, my smartphone data in the Google data center, then analyze if there was any threat. I think that in the end we have to have those abstract ideas about what we are doing in large-scale security. This photo on the left is made by Ernst Mach, and liquid physicists can count like speed of the bullet from those waves, yeah. But in the end, he will not tell you who shoot the bullet, yeah, why he shoot it, yeah, from where, and things like that. So if you are at the crime scene, like in confidence conference, it's a little bit like the crime scene, yeah. There is a lot more questions to ask than the speed of the bullet, yeah, or how malware is working, yeah. Yeah, this is important, but this is not enough. So this persistence of memory, yeah. What are we involved in? I'm just about the truth, yeah. What we are doing in security. Maybe it's like in this Salvador Dali picture, someone was stating that this is about special theory of relativity, but in the end it appears that it was about camembert cheese melting in the sun. So are we about science of cyber, or maybe art of hacking, or about this compliance fiction? So we can do the shortcut. And maybe this is about science fiction. So we made this travel back in time, and now to avoid the time paradox, maybe we should go in the future, yeah? So this is good definition, because from this perspective, every lifetime project in security looks like temporary hotfix, yeah? Conditioned by knowledge and social efficiency ways to achieve its goals. Other goals, often unwanted, are appearing, and this is typical, yeah? So we are building our technology, and there we are trying to implement security in our technology, yeah? And this is already challenging. So looking into the future, we got things like this timeline, when you can just combine things that someone was predicting with things that were actually implemented. And this is more and more filled with actual solutions that came from sometimes crazy ideas. So things like time paradox or time travel. No, yeah, we are trying to do time travel back in time, or in some so-called back-in-time debugging with our even contemporary solutions, like, for example, SIM. And we are going through those time loops. We are trying to analyze the same set of data once again, and there will be a new approach, and we will analyze it once again, and maybe after a month we will know about some vulnerability, and we will analyze it once again, and it will appear that there is some way to combine this level of abstraction with this level of concrete. Yeah? In the laboratory environment, yeah, it's not easy to do like from the abstract data. We have to combine those two worlds. Now, things like bullet time, known scene from Matrix movie. So there is a group of inventors that are trying to implement it in our networks, and when we will just stop the time for some detected malicious traffic, you can just try to block it in the fraction of the second. So maybe they will manage to do it. And what concerns me when I'm thinking about the future is mostly our cryptography, because cryptography is about time complexity in our ideas about mathematics. There was a great prelude for this kind of thinking about physics from previous guy that was talking about trust boundaries to physics. Are we thinking that our physics is okay? There is no bug in physics in our idea? Yeah, because quantum is already there, quantum cryptography, and we are trying to build quantum computers. In the end, maybe it appears that our cryptography is good for these classic ideas about how to build computers, but not for the future. There are even models for now, mathematical and logical models, like infinite time Turing machines. I encourage you to read about this. This is mind-blowing stuff. And time-lapse cryptography, so you can just unpack this time capsule in the future just to store something that is secure till the right time will come. Was there any inception attempt in my talk? Yes, it's obvious there was multiple inception attempts. We were going deeper and deeper, yeah. I think that defense might be cool and it doesn't have to be nice at the same time. We have to build some idea about defense that is cool, because I know that it can be boring and exhausting, and I think it is harder than attacking. But if we don't want to work with problems like that, then it will not be solvable by some marketing genius that will sell another box. And I think we need to go deeper and deeper, and sometimes fuck it, yeah, just try to be involved in things that are not obvious right from the start. Spend some time with time in your areas of specialization. I think that maybe it is not a millennium bug, but millennium of bugs, and we can find something related to time because we are more and more involved in making our systems real time and speed it up. And fight entropy, yeah? It's not only about fighting entropy on CTF competitions when there is encryption involved, yeah? Because on this micro level, world is probabilistic, on this classical physics level is predictable, yeah? And on the level of global security, I think it is probabilistic once again. So it's not easy. It's easier to destroy something than build something and protect it. And this Eddington's arrow of time, I think it is obvious in security world. Get familiar with boundaries of your ignorance, yeah, because I think that being ignorant, we are not stupid. we are ignorant, yeah? We don't know many things. That's why it's this fuck it approach. We can be on different levels of fuck itness, on different ideas about how security is working, and just admit this, yeah? And this balance between figure out and configure out, sometimes you just have to configure out some security solutions to protect the environment, and sometimes you have to think outside of the box that someone is selling you, yeah? Try to figure out the way that the box should be working, and it is not working right now, yeah? But maybe it will be working like that in the future. So why we should do it this way? Because there is this confusion, words, write letters and shit yo, yeah? So it's all about words. The word hack or hacker can come from things like hacking with our intellect through some problems, cut roughly, cut with chopping blows. But hack, in the past, it was also a person hired to do the routine job. If we will think about our job that this is an only routine job, then maybe we are more about being hack, and not hacking. And those are two good series about medicine, because there are some comparisons between security and medicine, yeah? So you can do it like state-of-the-art Dr. House is doing it, buy some solution from a company that is providing it and make a surgery, even remote surgery. So once again, in remote surgeries, it is all about timing and time. Or you can just admit that we are just starting this, yeah? So we are more like this guy from 19th century that is trying to develop some procedure, but he is mostly covered with blood and people are dying, yeah? Because maybe 100 of years before us, and we will maybe manage to do it not the tag life way, yeah? But to do it more properly. You can be badass defender, yeah? Do it, just, you can be like Dennis Rodman. This guy was crazy, maybe even insane, yeah? But he made a good defense, yeah? You don't have to be a good person to make a good defense. You can be cool. And I think that's all. Thank you.